10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, we have arrived and we are in the house. I would like to welcome everyone to our show today. We are here and we are live. This is Knowledge from Beyond, and I'm here every Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, I do my show on my Facebook page, and on Wednesday,
Encounters.
Encounters. This is Encounters. I'm
Yes.
sorry. And Encounters is on
Tuesday.
Is on Tuesdays.
Mhm.
It's on my Facebook page. And if you're not a member of my Facebook page, please sign in and enjoy all the podcasts. You can also find me on YouTube, and we're going to try to get this show out of there. You have noticed we have dramatically increased the quality of the show as I promised, and we have a lot more changes to make in the near term. But we are in the house, and my name is Lynn David Livesey. I'm your full spectrum Gnostic, and who am I here with today?
Lisa.
So we're going to do our checks and make sure everything is working properly, and we should be in the house.
Yeah.
Excellent. We're definitely in the house. Excellent. So we're going over a very timely subject today. We try to cover everything on Encounters. We cover the crazy to the normal to this or that. If you got any subjects, people have started sending me topics, and I really appreciate that. If you got any topic you want me to cover, we will look into it. Okay, as long as I can find the information to do a podcast on or get it from upstairs, we can talk about it. But today we're talking about something very important. And what is the official name of what we're talking about today?
Cyberterrorism, America's biggest threat.
Excellent. And this is all in the news today. Now, besides for it being in the news and big corporations having trouble and ransomware and everything, this is not just a problem for big people. This is a massive problem for everyone. I work at a bank, and I work in their fraud department. We are bombarded all day, every day with fraud calls. Every scam imaginable known to mankind is being done out there. And all the criminals since coronavirus hit have gave up. Oh, they have totally gave up hitting people in the head, stealing purses. They can make 10 times as much money ripping you off on your computer or over the phone and everything like that. And if they hit you in the head or steal your purse, they could get 20 years in prison for that. But if they just steal your money, unfortunately, a lot of police departments consider this a victimless crime because they didn't rape you, they didn't kill you, they didn't do anything. They just stole all of your money. You might commit suicide after they stole all your money, but it's considered a victimless crime. They didn't do anything. And we're going to be going over a lot of the different scams and things. And unfortunately, if you have had some of these things happen to you, you'll be able to share some of this with us. And that's what Lisa's going to be doing, is watching the chat and everything. But this is terrible. And this is going over everywhere. So let's start. We always start at the beginning. Okay. The problem with the beginning is we're not going back to the Egyptians or to the Sumerians or to, the planet of Buru or anything. We're starting just a few years ago. The problem is we're all running software, which, basically, Bill Gates controlled 98% of the computer, everything out there. Everybody's running Windows. Since everybody is run computer system or software, it makes it, and Windows is so complicated and so cumbersome of a system, you would think since he controlled 80-90% of the market, he would be able to fix it to where it would be hard for hackers and things to get in. The history of Windows 3.1, all of them, Windows 7, Windows ME, Windows XP, I don't care how far you go back in Windows, they have always had security problems. Okay.
Okay.
Always. Why that is, no one knows. Okay. And if it got so many security problems, why are we still using it? Okay. And there's constantly updates and constantly security patches and this and that. It's a nightmare. But this is the system that we have and we have to do with it. And companies have entire IT departments. That's all they do on a daily basis all day is try to patch things up with band-aids and try to fix, protect their software.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be big news when a company had their computer systems hacked or broken into. They don't even cover that anymore. It happens on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about from the beginning how this got started. Before, because you go and buy a computer. They tell you it got the latest software, this and that. It's hard for hackers. You go and buy all this antiviral stuff that you used to pay one time. Now, even though you pay all this giant money for antiviral software, it's only a 1-year prescription. And then you have to give that money every single year. And even though you're paying for antiviral, this and that, people are still breaking into your computer like it's nothing there. Okay. Now, the basic things that people are doing is, and some of the reason why the computers companies say it's not their fault because they can do all the things they want. They can't control you. And this is why when you work at corporations, they tell you do not be clicking on things. Do not be going on those weird websites. We love to go on weird websites. We love to click on everything. You get what I'm talking about. Oh, you mean it's 50% off? Oh, my God. Or you mean they're giving away a free Florida vacation? We just click on everything.
Click it or take it.
Okay. And a lot of this clicking is what opens your computer and give them a way to get in. And this is how they plant malware, viruses, this and that, and everything else. And then you go crying to the computer store or calling up Microsoft or HP or whoever you got your computer by. Because my computer's running very slow. My computer's not working. Okay. They did not make you click on all that stuff. Okay. But some of this stuff, so what we need to start doing is, that's what I have stopped doing. I buy a lot of stuff online, but I used to go on all kind of weird websites and buy. Today, I'm afraid to do that.
Yeah.
10 years ago, 5 years ago, I was putting my credit card numbers everywhere. You had something to sell and I liked it. Today, I'm not doing that.
Be careful.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
I basically only go to the major search engines, the major shopping places. And if it's not a major shopping place, I am not using my credit card. Okay. And what I do, which you might pick this up as a good example, is I have a certain debit card that I only use for online shopping. And that debit card, I put money on that debit card. That debit card is not hooked to my bank account. It's not hooked to nothing.
Right.
I put money on that card. I load up the card. And then if I'm going to buy something and it's $200, $150, and maybe I never keep money in that account.
Yeah, you just put that amount on the card so that they can't.
Right, and that card might have an extra $50 or $100 on there, but that card never have $500 or $1,000. So even if that card become compromised, my damage is limited.
Right. Someone says that's a good idea, so that's
right.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can always do that. Have a dedicated debit card and only use it for online shopping. This way, they cannot get into your bank account. Okay. Because once they get into your bank account, there is so many, things out there like I'm going to, since I work with fraud, Let's talk
you
about
have a million stories.
Oh my gosh, some of this stuff is really scary. The number one scam for the entire year is the cute puppy scam. Okay. You seen that cute puppy on Facebook, on Instagram?
Good thing I like cats.
Yeah, those little miniature puppies. Everybody loved those miniature puppies.
Okay.
And you call that number or you text them, and people have spent $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. First, they tell you the puppy is only $600, including shipping. You send them $600. Then they say, "Oh, the puppy, we need a special crate. That's another $800." And then, "Oh, the puppy got to have shots. Okay, that's another $700." And then they say, "Well, now we got to have insurance on the puppy. That's another $500." People eventually will wise up and say, "Wait a minute, what's going on?" Some people, once they get the first or second base, give up and call the bank and say, "I've been defrauded." Some people never wise up. And by the time they contacted the bank, they already have sent money 5, 6, 7 times. And some of these claims can range up into thousands of dollars, and they never get the puppy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm talking about?
They lose their money. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone's asking, is that one of those cards you load money on when it gets low? I mean,
yes, that's what I have. I have a card, a debit card. It is not hooked to a bank account. I could hook my debit card. When I got the debit card, they say, "Do you want to hook this to your bank account? Do you want to have your paycheck deposited onto the card?" No. You stand in the mirror and practice saying no. I don't want nothing hooked to that card. Okay. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
The only thing that's on that card is the money that I put on that card. Okay.
To make certain purchases. Right. When you make the purchase, and then there's not that much money left over.
Because we're not going to be naming names here, but I do buy from some of the big places.
Yeah.
And I buy quite often online because the thing I like about online before, you had to go to the mall or go here and whatever. And some people just love, we mentioned some names. Some people just love Amazon and whatever. I'm not a big Amazon person. I buy a lot from YouTube, and I'm not from YouTube, but I buy a lot from eBay and other big places. Yeah. And I will buy from some stores who got their big websites if I'm looking for something. Because a lot of places are doing these delivery where you can order it. Especially, you can order stuff online or buy groceries online, and they'll deliver everything.
Anything.
There's anything, all kinds of stuff.
And the young kids nowadays, that's all they know how to do is buy things on Amazon.
True.
Amazon Prime.
But a lot of these people, what another big fraud, besides for the puppies one, is that they was trying to call customer service of one of these big companies, and they looked it up on Google, and they called that number or text that place, and the people said, "Yes, we are their customer service. Yes, we need access to your computer. Yes, give us your credit card." They're nothing to do with the bank. They're nothing to do with the company. And I'm going to tell you one little trick to find out. The names that come up a lot when people are running these scams is when people try to call Amazon customer support, PayPal customer support, things like that, and they Google the name or they try to, you understand what I'm saying? You got to get it. It's very, very difficult because a lot of time you Google that and a number come up or whatever, and you talk, and it's this person with a very heavy Indian accent or whatever. "Oh yes, we're Google support, or we're Amazon support, this and that." When they start asking for your bank account information and all of this, a red flag should go up. Even if you have to give them, even if they say we got to put it back on your card, they should already have the card number. You only should be giving them the last 4 numbers so they can verify. Why do you have to give them every number?
Right.
And sometimes they're saying to give you a refund, we have to do a test. We need you to send us $50 to make sure that the system works, and we'll refund that back tomorrow, or in all these little scams. When people start talking like that, you know it's a scam.
Yeah. Someone says, someone from India calls me every other day wanting to get in my computer.
Okay.
They say it has been compromised.
Okay, yes. Your computer's been compromised. We're customer service. We're working with this company. We need access to your computer. Another big scam they do.
That's when you hang up.
Another big scam they do, and that's correct. Another big scam they do, they say they need you to work on your computer, and they need you to enter a code. This is just a code. They're testing your computer because they're fixing it. This is, Best Buy computer support or whatever. Enter this code. 799.99. That's just a computer code. It's just a code. If you have those alerts that you should have on your accounts, your alert goes off immediately that you just withdrew $799.99 from your account. They always, because they told you, and when you say, hey, somebody, no, disregard that alert. We're doing a code. We're not withdrawing money from your account. Disregard that. Okay. Never do that. Never.
Okay. Ever.
You see what I'm saying? When it doesn't seem right, hang up. Okay. You get what I'm saying?
Don't even answer.
Yeah. Another big scam that they do. A lot of these people who's doing this stuff, they don't want to do it. Now, if you're really talking to a big company, a lot of places that were doing these scams, they thought they was working with a big company, but they want you to send the money through. Okay, another big scam, since I mentioned it. These hackers hack into big companies with computer systems. So they hacked into your electric company, your local electric company. Okay. They see who is behind on their electric bill. Then they call you up and say, yes, this is the electric company. We're calling because you're 2 months behind. You owe $354.32. Their number is right because they got it from the computer. And if you don't pay that today or make an arrangement to pay, the truck is going to come this afternoon and turn you off. But if you make an arrangement with us to pay, I don't have $250. Well, how much can you pay? I only have $150. Okay, go ahead. We will accept that. Go ahead and Zelle that to us or Cash App. Now, companies don't use those types of applications. A giant company is not going to tell you to Zelle or Cash App or do some kind of weird mojo like that or Venmo this or okay. They're not going to do that. As soon as you hear that, you should go click. You get what I'm saying? Because big companies have their thing. They're only going to take a major credit card. They're only going to take the card that's on file, this and that and everything like that. You get what I'm talking about? They're not going to tell you to send something through Cash App or Venmo or all this other side stuff. And then when you send it, okay, this is supposed to be for your electric company. And then they're going to say, okay, send it to John Mary. I thought it's for the electric company. Yeah, that's the lady in customer service. No company does that. When you send it to a bill, you send it in the company's name. When they tell you to pay it in a person's name, because even if they get caught, it's your word versus their word. Because you didn't send it. You're saying they scammed you, pretending they was the electric company. But you sent it in a person's name.
Yeah,
right?
another one, someone says some of the idiots tell you to buy Target or some big store gift cards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're going to pay your electric bill by buying gift cards and giving them the number on the back.
Right.
Now, what electric company is going to do that?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That is so ridiculous.
They do that a lot too. I've heard that.
Right. And people go out and buy 20 gift cards and give them the number on the back, and they thought it was okay. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This doesn't even make common sense.
Yeah, don't be stupid.
Okay. Some of these, and I try to, and people get really, really upset about it because they go get my money back. Well,
yeah.
Okay. A lot of the claims get turned down because you get what I'm saying? You have to now. Some of this stuff is super sophisticated. Some of the more sophisticated the crime is, the more likelihood that you might get your money back. And some of this stuff, we even be scratching our head on how to do this. Okay.
Someone said an elderly lady in my town got scammed out of thousands of dollars doing that. And that's what they do too. They try to target the elderly too.
And that's a federal offense.
Right.
Violate, taking advantage of the elderly or the handicapped. But again, if you're sending it in their name, is your word versus their word. You get what I'm saying? Because they didn't give you, see, if they tell you to send it in a company's name and they're cashing that check, they're going to do some serious time if they get caught. That's the reason they say we're the phone company, we're the cable people, and we're, going to cut your cable off. You need to send $300 to John Edwards within the next hour. Okay, that's not the cable company.
Right.
Okay, the cable company, you pay it in the cable's company's name.
Yes.
Right? They never tell you to
use
common sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it doesn't feel right, just hang up.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, some of this stuff, some of this stuff, they prey on people. Now, this is where it gets very scary. Okay. We get calls about, you're in the United States. You're on a temporary visa. You're applying for citizenship. They even break into government computers. And they call these people up and say, we're working with Border Patrol. We're working with Homeland Security. Your visa has been rejected. We're going to pick you up for deportation tomorrow unless you give us $500 to put the hearing off for another week or whatever because we heard you did. You get what I'm saying? And these people don't have room for error. It's hard to hang up when people are saying this is Homeland Security. And if you don't do this, 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 and this, what's going to happen? That's extremely scary. Okay. You understand?
I have a lot of scam calls saying that it's Social Security.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of that will come up.
Yes. Okay.
Saying their Social Security and...
But anytime there's Social Security, even when you want to call Social Security, it's impossible to get through.
Yes.
The IRS is impossible to get to.
Yeah.
And they say, this is the IRS calling. You underpaid your taxes. We're going to audit you. And unless you work outside, the IRS, okay, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you was trying to call the IRS, it takes forever to get through to the IRS.
That's why my CPA does it.
Okay. You get what I'm saying? It's super, super hard.
Yes.
So they are not going to be calling you up saying, if you don't Zelle us or buy gift cards and send us $500 worth of gift cards, we're going to, garnish your wages or whatever.
Yep.
That's insanity.
And of course, another one, every single day, your car warranty has run up.
Yeah, worn out, right. And you got to renew your warranty. And then you decide to do this warranty. And then when you go to take this warranty to the repair place, and they call that number, they're going to say,
Mhm.
Miss, nobody answered the phone. I can't.
Yeah.
But that warranty is supposed to be a good warranty.
Yeah, and you know what? Another one I got just, I think, today or yesterday. Talking about paying off my school loan.
Okay.
And you know why I know that one is a scam? Because I didn't have a school loan.
You don't have a school loan?
I don't have a school loan.
Okay.
Hello.
See, these people,
Yeah.
they're just fishing.
Yeah.
They're just calling everybody because they know they got a bait on the hook.
Mhm.
And so all they need, they're sitting around at a table just calling people. And
Yeah.
if they can just get one or two suckers a day to send them several $100s, they're making more money than a person doing a regular job.
Yeah.
Because working a regular job, you're not making several $100s a day, right?
Mhm.
And they can make several hundred a day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Another one.
It says latest scam is it's Amazon, and we noticed an $800 charge on your account.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
they say that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Now,
hang up.
Another one that people do.
Mhm.
You are trying to sell a chair or something, and you put it on Marketplace or on Craigslist or whatever, and you are trying to sell your wares. This person contacts you, said, yes, I saw you have that couch on Craigslist or whatever for $100. I want to buy it, but I live in New York, so I'm going to send you a check for $1,200 for the chair. The rest of it's for the movers. So what I need you to do is, the couch is $100. I'm sending you $1,200, a check for $1,200. When you get the check, I need you to send $1,100 back to me.
Yeah.
And you call the bank. The bank says, yes, we deposited that check. Yes, it's good. You send them $1,100 back, and then a week later, the check bounces. Then you're mad at the bank because the bank told you the check was good. It looked like a good check. It looked like a real check. It took a week for that thing to bounce. That's why they want you to immediately send them money back. But if a person want to buy a couch, if you're selling your couch for $100, you need $100. Why are you going to send me a check for $1,200 and I'm sending you $1,100? You see, that doesn't even sound right. You get what I'm saying?
Somebody got a call, said that it was the local sheriff was going to arrest me, but if I paid $5,000, it would be resolved.
Okay.
Yeah.
See.
That if I went to a lawyer, it would cost me more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this stuff?
They're just trying to scare you.
It's insanity.
That's when you
some of this stuff.
Click.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Some more stories. You got more stories out there. But when people call in, they're so ashamed, and they're like, I think I got, scammed, and and I if anyone else ever fell for this before, and they're like the 10th call that day. Okay, and this stuff goes on every day, endlessly. It never stops.
You have to be smart. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't understand people.
Another scam that have. Some of these bank apps do not close. We're not mentioning names.
Yeah.
People keep their bank apps open. And people call in and say, I let someone borrow my phone to make a phone call. And I noticed when I got home that that person sent $300 to somebody. Now, what is your bank app doing open? All of your apps should be closed. You get what I'm saying? For one, letting somebody, if I was going to let somebody use my phone, I dial the number, I hand them the phone. Okay. But you should never, same with people say, I left my phone on a table. I was over to a party. My phone was sitting on the table. When I got home, I noticed that somebody sent $300 from my phone. Why is your bank apps open? People say when I ask them that, so you normally don't lock your bank? Well, it's convenience. I like to go in there and say how much money I got, and when I want to buy something, it's so convenient. I just leave it open all the time.
No.
That's just like saying I don't like my car door. I leave the keys in there. It's so convenient.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't be doing this stuff. We live in a dangerous world. You can't be leaving your bank apps open and people just hit a button and it shows how much money is in your account and they press 2 or 3 buttons and you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to lock everything.
Yeah, and somebody says for this one, and this one has happened to me too. Watch out for the Federal Express and the UPS emails. It'll say like for delivery or something on UPS, and you think, what in the world? And someone told me that I was with someone and I was reading it, and they're like, oh, don't open that. That's a scam.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's exactly
that's called what that does, that will infect your computer. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
They try to get you to click on this link.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We had another call. This lady was told, received a thing that this was very sad. A disabled lady was told that she got this thing that she qualified since she disabled for a free $50,000 loan that she didn't have to pay back. She just needed to apply.
Okay.
To apply cost her $250, and then they ran into this. There was another $300 fee, then another $200. She spent almost $1,000 trying to get $50,000 in free money. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, another rule.
Free money.
If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yes.
Don't fall for that.
So trying to get the $50,000 free, and that's what people are doing now, trying to get the PP with these PP loans. Okay. They're saying if they have these loans, if you have a small business, you can get these loans from the government. The government is giving out 10, 20, 50,000. You don't have to pay the loan back. This is just free money. Okay. You really believe that? Then they're going to charge, this company's going to help you to apply, charge you this, and this. Okay, it's just a scam. There's nothing free in the world. Nothing is free. Okay. The only thing that's free is you getting taken. And that lady, I felt very sorry for her. She spent all that money trying to get the free $50,000. You get what I'm saying? Because she's disabled and she needs money because she had some house repairs and things that she needed, and she really needed that $50,000. So she gave up several $100s trying to get the free $50,000. Okay. Yeah. Very, very extremely bad.
Yeah.
Now, this scams are going on forever. And this is not only hitting people. Businesses are getting hit too. People are doing all kind of stuff. Another business scam, which people are doing. You receive an invoice in your mailbox saying that, okay, yeah, you did order some merchandise and the invoice comes, but the address is different, and you sent off and you're paying off the invoice. And that company before you always sent the check to California. But on this invoice, it says New York. And you're like, what the hell? Okay, I sent the money to pay the invoice. And then the company calls you a week or two later and say, hey, we didn't, you're behind on your payment. I paid you last week. That wasn't us. We're not in New York. We're in California. We've always been in California. I thought y'all moved or something. The invoice said, you see, and some of these companies, they send out 50,000, 70. You get what I'm saying, don't you? If the address, you got to, if something has changed, you should have got a notice or something, especially, companies, big companies just don't jump up and just move overnight.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? A lot of times they will say, we are moving. Okay. And they will send you a letter announcing that they are moving or something like that. They just don't. But you got to be very careful of these little warning signs. And this can get into giant money. Okay. but you have to be out there because these criminals only need to win one or two times a day. And if they're sending out, 100 phone calls, and if they can find one sucker per day or two suckers per day, they hit the jackpot, right? Okay. So another story.
Gmail is really bad with these scams, and it's very hard to block them. I
Yes.
get them at work all the time. Staging to be an employee, asking to change their direct deposit to a new account.
Okay.
Effective on the next payroll cycle.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And that, yeah.
Okay. Another scam people get. You get a text message in the middle of the night saying, hey, there was an accident. I'm in the hospital. I need you to send me $300. And you send the money. And then in the morning you call and say, I hope you're okay. I got that message you sent. I didn't send you no message.
Yeah.
You're not in the hospital? You didn't get it?
I think that happened to my dad.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Before you send the money, you need to make a few phone calls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You just can't get a text message saying, hey, I'm in the hospital. This happened.
Mm-hmm.
Send me money. You got to verify these things.
Mm-hmm.
And half the time when I tell them, didn't you notice that the phone number or the email you sent to was different? Well, I thought since it was an emergency, he said he was using his friend's phone or this or that. They always have an excuse for every little thing.
Mm-hmm.
You see? Okay. You have to be
They're good liars.
Careful. Super good liars. And these are just the tiny scams. Then we have cyberterrorism. So far, we have spent half of our time just going over the small stuff. Today, we're going to go now into the bigger stuff. If you have more comments, we can cover those too. But let's get into the bigger stuff. If you've been noticing lately, I noticed this the other day. Normally, and over the last few weeks or so, or month, I've noticed this.
Okay.
Normally when there's a blackout, a whole section of town is out, or that is out. What I've been, I travel a lot around the valley where I live and whatever. I've been seeing a lot lately where I'm traveling and just one street is out. Or just this one shopping center is out. Or just
a few restaurants.
Or just a few restaurants. All the restaurants are lit. And you got 3 or 4 restaurants and their electricity is out.
Mm-hmm. The one we wanted to eat at.
But that is very strange. That is not a power outage. Now, the electric companies will never answer. You go down the street and you notice that every street is lit, and then there's this one dark street.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Now, what I believe, I'm crazy. I think a lot of things are happening, and you understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of things are controlled now by computer. I even got a thing on my phone about if I want to save electricity, I can sign up for this program with my electric company where that they can automatically raise or lower my thermostat. Okay. Now, that's great. What happens if somebody hack into that? You see what I'm talking about?
That's crazy.
Everything today is controlled by computers. This is the reason why we're so panicked about these giant hackers who can hack into. That's the reason they're worried about these Russian hackers and Chinese hackers and North Korean hackers and everybody else, because they don't have people working at refineries anymore. They don't have people. A lot of things are now totally ran by computer. You get what I'm saying? And just like the electric company wanted the ability to turn my thermostat up or down or all kind of stuff, what happened if I came home and my house was at 20 degrees or my house was at 110 degrees? You get what I'm saying? And people like it where they have smart refrigerators, smart this. They want to control their this and that. They want to be able to tap into this or that and
Let's
all
talk
this.
about that.
Oh my
About the
gosh.
refrigerators that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
People are hacking into everything today. You know, people have these things on their. See, if you have this stuff, I'm not saying you shouldn't have it, but you have to be able to turn it off when you're not needing it. People have these things where they have these devices where they can do auto starts on their cars and auto this and auto that and turn things on and off remotely and they forgot to lock their doors and they can go on this app and lock their doors at their house. And okay, that's wonderful and great. As long as there's no computer hacker that, you understand what I'm saying? If you can lock and unlock your doors remotely, you don't think.
What can somebody else do?
If somebody breaks into that system, that game's over, man. Game's over. You understand what I'm talking about? Yeah. A lot of things, I'm an old-fashioned kind of man. I like things where I'm doing it. I don't know if I want to be able to lock and unlock my doors from halfway across the country.
Technology will increase, but then, you have other problems.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is what is wrong with some of these security cameras people have in their house. It's bad enough when it's hooked to your Wi-Fi. I mean, it's hooked to your home's internet system. People are now have these security systems where they can be halfway around the world and they can look up and see what's going on in their house.
Yeah.
A criminal would never enter into a system like that. You know that. Okay. A criminal would never hack into a system where they can hack into your security system or see what you're doing in your house.
Yeah.
They have even caught people doing that. They have arrested people, ex-boyfriends and things who are who have gotten divorced. And even though you got divorced, he still know how to get into your security system. And now what you and your lover was doing is now on Facebook. You get what I'm talking about, okay? Because, oh my gosh.
Because an ex.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You have to be extremely careful these days.
Yeah.
Everything is, you got to know what is going on. And that's the reason with a lot of hotels now, if for people that do a lot of hotel traveling and whatever, they even have these devices now where when you're going to go in a hotel room, you can check for hidden cameras. Okay. Because this stuff is everywhere. Everywhere. It's ridiculous. Okay. It's not even funny anymore. And you might laugh and joke, but people, the scammers, the hackers, the pedophiles, they're doing everything. There is nothing they cannot do. Okay. And it's, and this is all over the place.
And that's why we have to be smart, right?
But we also have to not
careful.
Right. But in some of these, what they're calling these smart homes and this and that and doing everything, as I said, you got to be careful with this stuff. And this is what happened with, I hate naming names, this is what happened with OnStar a few years ago was a big lawsuit about this. Okay. Because what this one dealer was doing is that if you didn't pay your bill on time and certain things, he would turn your ignition off where you couldn't start your car. You get what I'm saying? Okay. And with all this electronic stuff you have on your car where you can always get lost, won't get lost in this and that, and it can map and everything. When you're late on your car payment, they don't have to go looking for you anymore. They use that same system, press a button, and say, oh, your car is now at the Walmart over there on, on this street. And the tow truck he don't have to go looking all over town for you. He knows exactly where you are. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this stuff is good and bad.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read something.
Okay.
Long thing.
Yes.
Okay, all the kids from the 90s were born into the tech world, and as adults today, they are brilliant when it comes to hacking. It's scary. My friend's son was doing online schooling. This reminds me of the story that you had, and was able to hack into the school system that should he was that said he was present but was playing his games the entire time.
Okay.
Right?
I know this one kid who got kicked out of school because he broke it from his home computer. He broke into the school computer and changed his grades.
Yes.
Now, they wouldn't have caught him if he would have changed them from F to D. But since he's the genius that he is, he went from F to A. And they know he wasn't good. You get what I'm saying?
Red flag.
Okay. See, some of these criminals are just too smart. Okay. You see what I'm talking about?
Too smart for them.
Okay. But how do you use your home computer to break into the school computer? People are doing everything. And these kids, some of these kids, they're awesome. They can take their Game Boy apart and take everything apart and rewire it and add features and whatever. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're not even talking about the things that we don't know, which I have mentioned before. There are cameras. This is why they ask every time they talk to a computer executive, they always ask him the same thing. Do you put masking tape over your laptop camera? Most of them will not answer that question, or they say, well, sometimes I do. Okay. Because you do not know when your camera is on or not. And what is the problem with digital TVs? They all have cameras in them, in case you don't know that. They don't have a red light when the camera is on or off. So the question is, are you watching TV or is the TV watching you? You don't know. And people have hacked into TVs before. People have hacked into everything. Okay. We have given our security away, and we have turned everything over to technology. And it's to the point where the technology now controls our life. Okay. You get what I'm talking about? Okay. And this is to the point where eventually we got to draw the line. Okay. And but this is not, but this is where companies are going. And this is what is bothering me. A lot of trucks now have cameras in them when you work for the big trucking companies, where the big trucking company in their big computer room, they have monitors everywhere. They see what every truck driver is doing constantly. You're being monitored every second and I was with this one place, and they was talking about this one truck driver that he haven't moved his truck in 4 hours and whatever, and they can't find him, and he's not on the camera. They don't know. So they finally called him. And he was saying that he was tired and he was taking some time. See, it's not like before you had a life. They want to control. The more technology we're getting, companies want to control you more and more and more and more. You get what I'm talking about? Okay. And they want you to work with a camera staring you in the face. They now have technology where they can see every click on the computer you make. They see every site you pull up. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So it's not just a job. You're basically, this is worse. We're going back to the slave days where the boss is on your, it's not if you're doing your job or not. They want to control and monitor everything you're doing. And they're watching you with cameras, and they're saying, if we catch you eating, you're supposed to be working from home. Okay. Right? A lot of people work from home. But now they want to put people with cameras on you. And now they're saying, even though you're working from home, We can't. If we catch you on your cell phone, we're gonna write you up. If we catch you eating, we're gonna write you up. If we catch you away from your chair, you can be written. You're working from home. Yeah. Hello, your home is now becoming a part of their corporation.
Mm-hmm. Because of COVID, a lot of people are working from home. And now a lot of people don't want to go back to work.
Okay, but home is, even when you're working at a company, you're not at your desk 100% of the time. You're not you don't have a camera on you constantly. And now from your own house, they're going to tell you you're working from these hours. You have to be sitting in the chair the entire time. You're not allowed to pick up your phone. You can't drink. You can't eat. It's not if you're doing the job or not. They're monitoring pajamas. You get what I'm saying? See, it's not just doing the job. They saying, hey, we own you from these hours. Right. Okay. You're our slave. We're your master. You can't do nothing. You can't leave your chair. If you're going to leave your chair, and if we look at the camera, and if you're not sitting in that chair, if you don't have your headset on, if we see you using your phone or eating, it's not about if you're doing the job or not. That's not good enough anymore for you to do your job. They want to control you. That's the future.
Somebody said RoboCop is.
But this is what 1984 was about, the movie 1984. It's coming true. Where in 1984, they was being watched and monitored all day. The only difference is at night, they was able to put a blanket over the TV. You get what I'm saying? We hang our TVs on the wall. There's no way we can even put a blanket over them. Okay. Okay. It's terrible. And this is the future. And then with people from all over the world breaking into stuff, breaking into and now this is what we're concerned about. Now, you're saying, but this is not only American problem. This is a worldwide problem. But the reason why this is affecting America so bad, because we are so, in a lot of systems, in a lot of countries, they have central control where the banks are controlled this way. The grocery store chain is run this way. Everything is controlled. In America, there is no control. There isn't one control for running the street lights or one control for running the grocery stores. There are tens of thousands of everything. Everybody got their own system. Everybody got their own servers. Everybody got their own everything. It's the wild, wild west out there. And every company is supposed to be protecting their computers against the Russians and the Chinese. And how can you do that? You're a small company of 20, 50 employees, 100 employees, and you're supposed to have IT people that's smart enough to outwit military hackers. You're not trained for that. You get what I'm saying? This is why America is so vulnerable to cyber attack. This is why they're saying now that a cyber attack could be worse than Pearl Harbor in this country, because you should see the damage when this has happened here dozens of times, where you go to buy gas or go to the grocery store or go to Walmart and there's a sign on the store that Lone Star is not working or the WIC is not working or whatever. People just walk up to the door and they don't have no cash. Mm-hmm. Credit card system not working, or whatever.
Debit card not.
You get what I'm saying? We are that vulnerable. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, I know people that don't carry any money. They say, I don't carry money. I only carry my debit card everywhere I go. I debit everything. Okay. What happens? That's what happened in Texas when they had the big freeze. A lot of places was closed. A lot of signs said cash only. Our credit card machine are not working. What you going to do if you only have credit cards or debit cards? Or do you have any money in your house? You should always have emergency money in your house. You should have some emergency money in your car. Because if your car breaks down and you say, "Hey, can you fix my car? I got this debit card." Or we don't, Miss, we don't take that. I think I got $5 in my purse. A lot of people, before you have to do certain things. But we are become so relaxed and so reliant on this digital world. You get what I'm saying? And that's what happened to me. I was so reliant upon this that when my phone crashed a few months ago,
Freaks out.
well, my whole life is the phone. I work by phone. I order merchandise by phone. I do everything by phone. And when I went to turn on my phone, it wouldn't come on. It wasn't working. Mm-hmm. There was nothing I could do. Mm-hmm. I couldn't even call her. I didn't have her phone number. Isn't here. I didn't have it written down. Who write things down? Who has their little black book of phone numbers anymore? Nobody. All your numbers are in your thing. Yeah. And if you need a phone number, you just pick up your phone and go to the phone until your phone gets stolen or missing, and then you can't even call.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
We are that vulnerable. We should at least take the most important numbers we have.
Know our children's number.
Right. Write it on a piece of paper and stick it in your purse or your wallet in case you need that information.
Yeah.
Right? We all need to do that. Because we're so reliant of just picking up the phone, hitting a button. I don't know what the number is. I just hit the button. And they start talking. You get what I'm saying? Until that day that your phone doesn't work or you lose your phone, and then you can't get home. You can't call anybody.
That's true.
Okay. The same thing with if your credit card's not working. The same thing you can have. There are people I know that, that have, since I work with fraud, people have their checking and their savings account all hooked together, and somebody not only hacked the money out of one account, they have taken all the money out of 2 or 3 of their bank accounts because all the accounts are hooked together. Your accounts should not be hooked together. In case of emergency, it should be like the Titanic. You have to have those walls separating the compartments, right? If the ship starts flooding, it's only going to flood one section of the ship. If it floods the entire ship, the ship will sink. Yeah. And if something bad happen, if somebody do steal your purse or your wallet or break into or steal the money out of your account, you want to limit the damage. Mm-hmm. You got to have those walls in effect to where, yes, they did this damage here, but I still got all of this. The ship can survive. Right?
Yeah. So we're almost out of time.
Okay. Any other comments?
No. I mean, we're just.
Okay.
So the moral of this show.
The moral of the show is that we live in dangerous times.
Be careful.
These are just fighting
the
normal criminals that is around us. We're not even talking about professional hikers. We're not even talking the dark web. Mm-hmm. We're not even talking about, international terrorism or international hikers. Mm-hmm. If we can't even protect ourselves against the kid down the street, what we're going to do against the big people? Mm-hmm. You get what I'm talking about? And this is what some people believe if a country was going to take down America. So all they need to do is to hack into our power plants, think about what would happen if somebody hacked into the all of the lights in every city is controlled by computers. Think about if every light went out or started blinking.
Mm-hmm.
You could not go to work or come home from work, right? Could you imagine a city like Houston or Dallas or Denver or LA or San Francisco, New York City, if all the traffic lights was blinking? There's nothing you could do.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
it can happen.
that's
in
like
an
a nuclear
instant.
bomb going
I
on.
mean, it could.
You see
Look
what happened with the
Corona.
pipeline. Just because they shut off one pipeline,
Look what happened the last year.
everybody went crazy for gas.
We would have never thought we would be wearing a mask and,
Okay.
Being controlled. And,
Yes.
yeah.
And this is what happened with the meat plant around 2 weeks ago. It was 8 different plants. All the plants was controlled by one computer system. One computer system went down. They couldn't process. You mean you can't kill animals without a computer system? And without when that computer system crashed, 8 meat processing plants went down. This morning, what happened is that one of the big servers they say crashed. We don't know was it terrorism or not. But a lot of the big news sites was off the air. CNN was off the air. New York Times was off the air. A lot of the big news sources was off the air for several hours.
And that happens sometimes with the phone.
Oh, yes, like T-Mobile or these other ones go down.
Yes.
And of course it's not terrorism. They say it was network issue because they wouldn't lie to us. You know they would tell us the truth. You know that. And if we can't even deal with that, what would happen if there was an alien attack or anything like that, or whatever happened? We are that vulnerable. We can't change the world, but we have to be ready ourselves, and we have to be at least smart enough to make sure if something goes wrong that we got some money in the house. I got some money in the car. I don't ride around with my gas tank on empty. Right. I can do the basic stuff. Right? And I can at least make it for several days, even if the grocery store got shut down or whatever. Right? And that's what we had the reminder of with this pandemic. That's what happened when we had the freeze, and we're entering hurricane season. It could happen again.
And be prepared for 3 days?
3 days minimum. If you're Mormon, you're supposed to be able to go for a year or two. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but a lot of us can't even make it 1 or 2 days, so we're doing super bad. But we're really out of time. Tomorrow, I will be here on the Spirit Network talking the metaphysical. We've been downstairs. We're going upstairs for once, and we're talking about what is upstairs and about? Maybe possible reincarnation. We're going to talk about a lot. And with that, we're out of time. I hope to see everybody next week. Share this podcast and do some thinking about what you can do to make your life safer. With that, we're out of here. And as we normally do, we appeared at the beginning of this podcast. And at the end of the podcast, what do?
Disappear.
We fade into the distance. We'll see everybody tomorrow and next week. You have a nice one. We're out of here.
Bye-bye.
Bye.